Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, back with another episode coming to you on a Monday night. No Laker game tonight. Lakers versus got the Detroit Pistons in the building tomorrow night in downtown Los Angeles, but no games going on tonight as far as the Lakers are concerned. Have plenty of other games on. I'm watching the Clippers and Minnesota game right now. Minnesota is destroying the Clippers right now, 95-75. Russ is out here just just building houses with all these bricks tonight. Oh my God. But shout out to y'all for pulling up, man. It's been a couple days since we last talked, since we last met after the trade deadline. I had taken a couple days, had some family in town, and need to spend some family time. Obviously, the Super Bowl last night. And yeah, man, what a great game that was. What a great finish that was, as long as you weren't a 49ers fan, because that had to suck. But Pat Mahomes, man, that guy is special, and he's coming for these next levels here. Man, Wolves are just getting anything they want right now. But shout out to you guys for pulling up. Hope you guys had a great Super Bowl Sunday, man. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you had a great start to your week today, being Monday and all. Mondays, right? But shout out to you guys, man. Hope you're having a good one. But the Lakers, man, signed Spencer Dinwiddie. They got him basically free off the buyout market there. Like I've been telling you guys kind of all season, that the Lakers are one of the few teams in the league that were in position to sign some of these players in the buyout market who were above the full mid-level exemption. And Spencer Dinwiddie fell within that realm. And I think when you think about it and we really break it down, with the Lakers trying to get Bruce Brown out of Toronto and everything that went down there, they stalled. And when they went and made that move, I think the Lakers knew about Dinwiddie's bonus there. I think he got that bonus at 50 games. He'd already played 48. So it became pretty evident that almost whoever traded for him was gonna release him before they played those 50 games in their uniform. And the Lakers figured, we can get Spencer Dinwiddie for free. Obviously, he's no savior. He's not going to change the season all on his own, but solid addition there for essentially nothing. And you keep your three first round picks this summer. You keep your second round picks. And it was pretty what Rob did, man, of not using that full mid-level on Gabe, leaving that room open there, keeping those picks, and hard capping themselves. They'd be below the deck there for a team that can get someone on the buyout market. But I think they stand pat now. I don't think they add anyone else. I don't think they're gonna cut someone just to add another person, because they probably would have just traded that person away and then maybe even gave a second round pick to get off of someone to free up a spot if they thought they had an additional person they were going to get in the buyout market. It wouldn't make sense for them to waive someone to still pay the tax on that person, to bring another person in and add to the tax. Just doesn't seem like a move the Lakers typically would do, barring any type of major injury to someone else. So I don't think they're going to go that route, but that's just me. Curious to see what you guys think about that, but I don't believe that they will be adding anyone else. And I want to touch on something, because I've gotten a lot of messages over the last couple of days, been tagged on a bunch of Twitter questions about this same thing, asking if we can use an injury exception for Vando or Gabe and open up a roster spot to go ahead and fill out for those guys being injured. And the answer to that is no. Capital N, capital O, no. Cannot do it. That, first of all, that would have to have been done by January 15th, and it does not open a roster spot. It just helps you cover with the money there. You'd have to release someone still to get to that. So not going to happen there. Like I said, they've got the 15 players now. I don't foresee them getting to 14, and there's no injury exception that can be applied for because they have missed that deadline. So just wanted to update you guys on that, and we'll go from there. So just want to shout out everyone in the room real quick. Shout out to you, Craig. Thanks for pulling up. Hello to you as well. Dante was good, my guy. Thanks for pulling up. Lakers 1973 was good with you. Thank you for pulling up. Rob, what's going on, my guy? Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. We got Marlon Dillard. What's going on? Congratulations, Jeff. Hey, appreciate you, man. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But thank you so much for pulling up, and thank you for your continued support, man. Appreciate you, man. Max Anderson, what's going on, my guy? Will Dinwiddie be playing tomorrow? How many minutes do you expect him to get? Yes, he will be playing tomorrow. I expect him, there's still no Max Christie. I expect him probably to get, I would say, at least 15 minutes in his debut. Got to figure some things out. I would say 15 to 20 minutes. I think he's going to be a piece that they're going to be using. So I would say 15 to 20 minutes. I don't think he starts. I think, he's going to come off the bench. He's going to earn his minutes there. I think he'll be back in that both guard positions. There's a lot in his game that I think can help the Lakers. Like I said, he's no savior. I don't want to come off as that, but to get a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie for free is a heck of a come up for these Lakers. And it's a guy that whose skill set is something that they need. He's not the best shooter in the world, but he's pretty good at getting the basket when he puts his head down. He's got more length than people think, and he can finish with power. And as I've mentioned to you guys multiple times, as far as the 5-out system goes, it's not just designed to get 5 people who can shoot. It's to open driving lanes. And Spencer Dinwiddie is someone who can drive and is capable of driving and kicking out to these shooters. And I'm going to talk about some metrics about the Lakers right now over their last 5 games. I'm going to touch on in a few moments here. Nicholas, what's going on, my guy? Great Super Bowl win. Absolutely. Loved it. It was a great game, man. Shout out to my peoples in Kansas City, man. Family in Kansas City. So I was definitely rooting for the Chiefs just because of that. They're not my team. I just found it hard to bet against Pat. I'm a New York football Giants fan, and I support the Rams being in L.A. But Kansas City being like another home to me as well. My family out there in the Midwest. So it's where my father's side of the family resides. So was definitely pulling for them. And like I said, betting against Pat was like betting against Brady, man. Just didn't really do it, man. Sorry, Cuba, man. Sorry, man. I know that sucks. That was a great game, though. I know it doesn't make you feel any better because you lost there in the end, man. But yeah, you got a quarterback this year. He went out there, he did his thing. Curious to see your thoughts as to, when right when that started that overtime, I was surprised that Frisco decided to go first of all. And second of all, if reports are true, then it appeared that San Francisco didn't even know the overtime rules in the Super Bowl. That was a little bit wild there. So sorry about that, Cuban man. The game was so good. It sucks that someone had to lose that. But just the greatness of Pat out there at the end, man. Just couldn't get stops and the ball in his hands. Like I said, it's like Brady, it's like Montana, like Elway. These guys, like, they're going to get you if you play around with them too much. Festo, what's good? Thanks for putting up, man. Appreciate you, man. Lions and Rams fans are happy the Niners lost. Yeah, I heard a lot of that. There's a lot of, Nas Reed, bro. There are a lot of 49er fans in LA, man. They're everywhere out here. So definitely saw my share of them. But pretty much everyone that I was with yesterday was rooting for Kansas City because there's a lot of Rams fans, and like you said, that in the area. So was that around a lot of people that were rooting for the Chiefs yesterday. Vegas Dev, what's good, my guy? Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate your continued support. Appreciate you being a member, man. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Dante says intense Spence for the win. Intense Spence. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I think Spence is gonna be a good little addition to us, man. Do you expect the Lakers to sign another buyout player? No, I do not. So I don't know if you came in a little after or if I'm just catching this after the fact, but no, they're at 15. I think they would have moved one of those guys the trade deadline if they were going to sign 2. I think they knew they were going to get Dinwiddie. I think they knew they had a chance there because, well, let me take that back. They didn't know they were going to get him, but I think they knew he was going to be released. And I feel like they knew that they would have a strong chance to get him. And it's why Rob called him first out the gate, like Spence said. And like I said, anyone who knew those details, I don't think people give Rob a lot of credit. I think Rob was sitting back waiting for a player like Dinwiddie to get moved. And because they knew wherever he went, that team probably wasn't going to keep him because of those that bonus for playing 2 more games. And a team like Toronto just didn't make sense to pay him that money because the team's not going anywhere this year. So like I said, to get him for free was great, but that's the 15th roster spot barring a major injury. I don't really see the Lakers dropping anyone, waiving anyone, because they probably would have just traded that person out versus buying him out and spending that money. Salute, Reg Dog TV. What's going on, my guy? Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. What is more plausible, Lakers tax or Pelinka tax? The thing is, there really wasn't a tax on the trade deadline. Like I said, I told you guys leading all the way up. I told you guys for weeks that Murray deal was most likely not happening. I told you they were going after Bruce Brown as their top priority. They were, and they just couldn't get him. They weren't going to give up that first, and other teams weren't giving up a first for him either, and that's why he wasn't moved. So it wasn't even really a Pelinka tax or a Lakers tax. No team paid the price that these guys were asking for, so none of the guys got them. I pretty much told you that people ask me, Murray traded to the Lakers, Murray traded to another team, or Murray back to Atlanta. And about 7 out of those 10, I kept saying Murray back to Atlanta. It just made the most sense. I wasn't just talking to talk. I wasn't chasing clicks. I wasn't out here trying to give false hope for these rumors. I could read between these things. You know what I mean? And anyone that I talked to kind of laughed, like, you're not getting DeJounte Murray for that. It's not happening. And I didn't think so either. But it wasn't going to happen. I thought there was a chance we could get Bruce Brown for sure. I thought that maybe his price would dip a little bit actually after New York made their moves, but it didn't. So I was wrong about that, and I got no problem admitting that. I think that if the Lakers maybe offered maybe a protected first. Maybe they could have still got him from what I'm hearing, but the Lakers just pivoted away once they understood. Look, they talked a lot with Toronto. They talked a lot with Brooklyn. They had a general idea what was going to happen with Spencer Dinwiddie once he got traded or even kept in Brooklyn. So the Lakers felt confident coming out of there that he was going to be released and they would have a great chance of getting him. So why go ahead and make moves for guys that, outside of Murray, outside of guys who may not move the needle much than he would, and you would keep your assets. So I understand some people might have a different take than that. There's been some takes, people bashing the Lakers front office, bashing Rob. People have been bashing Braun. People have been bashing the team. We're bashing D'Lo and Reeves and Prince and all this stuff. And I'm just happy that all that's done with. This is who this team is going to be, whether we like it or not. And that's where it is moving forward. But I want to talk to you guys about that a little bit as far as these last 5 games for this team, because I think there's some things to be excited about. Now, I don't know if this will hold up, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit here. Craig says old formula to beat Denver was to have 2 centers plus AD. Yes, Craig, but I think we got to realize that was 4 years ago. This Denver team has matured. Joker was not an MVP candidate at that time. Jamal Murray, the level that he's playing at now, that team also did not have Gordon. That team did also not have KCP. That team did also not have Bruce Brown like they did last year. So there's a lot of things. While I understand everyone wants to hold on to the formula of 2020, but this is not the same Laker team of 2020. This is not the same Denver team of 2020. LeBron James is 39 instead of 35. Anthony Davis is a different style of player now. We have a different head coach. We have a different system. We have different players on the roster. So I think we're holding on to 2020 a little bit too much and looking at Denver. That is not the same team in Denver that was there in 2020. I think we need to move on from that. Anthony Paris, what's going on, my guy? As a Nets fan, Din Ishii complains too much. What's up, Anthony? A lot of players complain too much. That's a fact, though. Should Spencer start or come off the bench? I would have him coming off the bench. Joe Ingles says, I'm pissed. We need the Warriors loss. We can't hand them our ninth spot. Yeah, they went into Utah tonight and killed them. Clay had himself a good game tonight, man. I'm checking out this this Wolves and Clipper game. And Wolves are going to get this win. They're up 21 and about 5.5 left in the fourth. Clippers have not had a great week, I guess you could say. So they were killing. They were doing their thing, and they've kind of come down to earth now here recently. We'll see if they can shake glue with this. But tonight, Russ was not very good out there tonight, man. Last I checked, Russ is 3 for 10, 1 of 5 from threes, a minus 18. Norman Powell, a minus 22. You got Kawhi Leonard out there with 18 points. Paul George with 18 points. James Harden with 17 points. But man, Minnesota went in there and got the win in LA tonight, man. There's 5 minutes left, but this game's over. This game is over. We need the Warriors to lose the remaining games. I mean, here's the thing with me. Like, I don't really at this point. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Everyone in the West is gonna be tough. Oh my God, Anthony Edwards just banked in the 3. Everyone in the West is gonna be tough. I don't know if I want the Lakers going out there and just completely running out of gas like they did last year, trying to fight to get to a 6th or 7th seed. I don't worry about the playing from a 7 seed. Russ is just trash tonight. I don't worry about a 7 seed playing at this point. Like I really don't. So to sit there and kill yourself to get there again, like you did last year, and have fall on your face again because you ran out of energy and ran out of gas and guys were hurt, and just get this team healthy, get them playing together in the chemistry at the same time. And we could hang with anyone. I'm not saying we're going to beat everyone. Even in last year, I know everyone wants to act like we lost by 20 to 25 points in every one of those games last year against Denver. Every game was close. It's just we didn't have enough. And I know the narratives are we need the 2020 model, but I'm telling you, man, that was 4 years ago. It's a different league, different teams, different rosters, different everything. Mr. 81, yo, what's going on, my guy? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. 'Tis the season for hate watching. On that note, the teams ahead of us keep winning. And that's the thing. Like I said, I was on Kareem's channel earlier, man. Shout out to Kareem. These Lakers can go on a 10-game winning streak, but the other teams they're playing could go, they're chasing, go 8-2, and you really don't make up any ground. So, like I said, it's not in their best interest. Minnesota is just killing these dudes. It's not in the Lakers' best interest to get out here and just kill themselves to try to get to 6 and just to end up at 7 anyways. You know what I mean? It's probably not a good idea from there, man. What's up, big baby, man? Thanks for put up, bro. Appreciate you. Let's see. We need to beat the Warriors after the All-Star break. We do. We just beat them up in Golden State. So, I'm confident in our ability to beat the Warriors. I really am. I feel like we could get that. Anthony Edwards is out here purposely trying to bank in threes with 5 minutes to go in the fourth. He banked in 2 of them. He just tried another one. So he's out there clowning trying to bank in 3-point shots here in a blowout game in the fourth here. This is wild. Let's see here. Patrick, what's going on? They said we got an athletic playmaker with a size in the offensive end. This was what Dinwiddie brings. Hopefully, Gabe returns and be himself in time for the playoffs. We need a perimeter defender badly. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Gabe will get out there to bring that energy on the defensive side. But just got to see what version of Gabe we get back. He hasn't played all season, so when he comes back, we got to see, is he healthy? Is he gonna be able to give us any type of minutes here? It's hard to count on a guy who's been out all year. So I know it's something to look at, something to circle on the calendar. We're hoping that he comes back. We're hoping that Vando comes back. I'm not positive that Vando comes back this year. I did a video on that. The update on that was they will reevaluate him in that time. And at that point, like I said, it could be they reevaluated him and say he needs another 2 to 3 weeks or just shut him down for the season. So until Vando was on the court looking like Vando again, I'm not going to put too much value in that, because I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be back. I hope he's back. I really hope he's back. But I'm just not sure if he's going to be. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. Cuba said, these KC fans all of a sudden multiplied by 100 since Mahomes became the quarterback bandwagoners. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like I said, I'm not a KC fan, but I think Mahomes is dope, and I enjoy watching him. If he plays my Giants, it's F him. I don't care about him at that point. If he was playing the Rams, it's F him. I don't care about him at that point. I do enjoy watching him play. Enjoy watching Burrow play. I enjoyed watching the 49ers play this season. I had them getting to the Super Bowl. I kept saying there's no way any team in the NFC was going to beat them. And I said all season that 3 things I said were going to happen, where the Niners were going to get to the Super Bowl, that no one in the NFC was going to beat them, that the Ravens would not make it to the conference title game. It would not obviously make it or win the Super Bowl, and that the Kansas City Chiefs, no matter what their season was, were going to win the Super Bowl again. I just felt that. And you know how hard it is to win back-to-back Super Bowls in the NFL? That's just nuts. That is nuts. And the fact that they have the chance to be the first team to win 3 in a row. If they win 3 in a row, that is just crazy, bro. Like, no, man, a 3-peat in the NFL, that's insanity, man. Trevor Lane indicated that the trades on the table would have fleeced the Lakers. Well, yeah, that's the thing. So the trades on the table were ones the Lakers really couldn't afford. So, yeah, fleeced. So if you're sitting here and talking about D'Angelo Russell, or if you're saying Austin Reeves, a first-round pick, a pick swap, JHS, and some seconds for DeJounte Murray, I would think that's a fleece. Yes, I would. So I agree with that. But also, no other team got him either. So they weren't just trying to fleece the Lakers as far as the Lakers tax is concerned. These guys were in a seller's market, and they set the price very, very high. And teams were like, we're not doing that. Even the Knicks, like I said, did not go out and get Bruce Brown. They did not want to give up a first. They didn't go out and get Malcolm Brogdon or Jordan Clarkson or any of these guys they were potentially linked to, because they didn't want to pay the price. So it's not just a Laker tax or a Pelinka tax. It's a league tax. Like I said, there's a buyer's market and there's a seller's market. And it was a seller's market right now, and the buyers just didn't want to buy right now. It's like a housing market. If the houses are too crazy, people are going to wait until they feel that at least it dips back in their direction. So that's kind of what it is. And there was a deal out there that did not make sense for the price sometimes. And I talked about this multiple times. Sometimes things are just too expensive. No matter how bad we want them to do it, it's not our money and it's not our future. I would not have made the moves that they were linked to for the price of what those things were asking for. I would not have given up a first-round pick for Bruce Brown. I would have not given up Austin, an unprotected first, a pick swap, and JHS for DeJounte Murray. I just wouldn't have done it. So when you start talking about these things, I just would not have done it. Dorian Finney-Smith, they said, at the trade deadline, at the end there, they were still seeking 2 first-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith. So not only to the Lakers, but everyone around the league, no one was paying it. The Lakers couldn't pay that price even if they wanted to. So that just took them completely out of the running. So, yeah, it just would have been fleeces, or it just was an unrealistic opportunity for guys to go out there and make those moves, which is why you saw DeJounte Murray, which is why you saw Bruce Brown move. And what really did it this time is, like I said also, is that we already had big moves early. We had the James Harden move in November. We had the Pascal Siakam move. We had the OG Anunoby move. If those moves had happened at the trade deadline, those would have been big moves. But because we got those in advance, we had the trade season earlier, and the play-in tournament, the new CBA this summer, all these different things. 75% of the first-round picks are held by 11 teams over the last 7-8 years, next 7-8 years here. So it is those teams aren't spending first-round picks right now. So it's even someone like OKC wasn't going to give up a pick just to throw it away to go out there and get an Alex Caruso. They weren't going to give up 2 firsts. Teams who have the picks aren't teams that are using them, and the teams that wanted to make moves, the teams that had the assets to move, wanted first round picks, and those teams didn't have them. So there's a lot of things that led up to this and led to the point while the trade deadline kind of collapsed and the market kind of collapsed there because they're just the teams who really wanted to go shopping didn't have the funds to go buy anything. So that's pretty much what it boiled down to. Jay Lloyd, what's going on, man? Salute, Jeff. I think that a lot of people don't know how much pressure Dinwiddie can put on the rim and drop off passes and lobs to AD, and he can be a great slasher too. Oh, facts. I've been watching Dinwiddie play since he was in middle school. I watched him play at Taft High School. I watched him play in travel ball teams out here. Like I've seen Dinwiddie play for a long time. He's always been a very solid player. Dinwiddie is much more stronger going to the rack than people think. I tell you, he can finish with force. He can bang on people. You know what I mean? So he's going to be a good addition to someone who can get to the cup and draw fouls, make shots, and that's what they need. And I would have loved for them to get another big, just none really materialized yet. Festo says, I'm hearing Trey on the way, Jeff, this summer. I'm not buying all that. Not yet anyway. I will just say the Lakers are very good at using certain people to kind of put out a narrative that they choose to put. There really is no Laker insider. They don't leak anything. Anything that gets out is usually from other teams or the Lakers using misdirection. So there's a couple of ones you kind of want to stay away from. I'm just going to leave that alone, but there really is no Laker insider. I can tell you that right now. It's pretty much just if talks have been had by other teams and then things come out. Obviously, if someone calls for Atlanta called checking, if what the Lakers rule on a spend for DeJounte Murray, vice versa, Lakers checking in on DeJounte Murray. I'm sure at some point Trae Young came up. Wait, what do you think you're going to move him for? You interested in moving him now? Is it going to be in the summer? What's the price looking like? It could be something just as simple as that. And that can get reported. So Trae Young, to me, is not worth 3 first-round picks. He's just not. So if that's what the Lakers are going for, that's a dangerous road to me. Let me see. Daniel Berry Sports Podcast. Hot Sports Highlights. Sorry. What's going on, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Let's see. Fo Nigel, what's going on, man? We will be in the play-in. Thoughts? Yes or no? We might be. Like I said, I think it might. I think the Lakers might be better off not trying to kill themselves to get to a 6 seed. If they go out there, play their game, start playing well, turn the corner, get some chemistry, go on a bit of a streak here, another team and a couple teams fall apart, get injured or something like that, and they can creep up, cool. But to get here and try to just get all these while these other teams are just winning game for game for game, I think it gets to a point where it gets a little difficult to try to get out there and burden these guys out, because we saw what happened last season when they had to get up there and go on the road against Memphis. Well, they had to beat Minnesota at home. Then they had to go on the road against Memphis. Then they had to go on the road against Golden State. And then they had to go on the road against Denver. So it's like, let's not gas ourselves out here. Let's not do that this time. And hopefully, they'll realize, okay, look, we're pretty much entrenched in this range. And maybe to get some guys some rest towards the end of the season and not go out there and try to kill yourselves to get to that 6th spot. Everyone, the Warriors keep winning and we need them to lose. Can't afford the Warriors to take a night off. There's so much basketball left to be played, man. Nicholas says, can you get a superstar in the offseason with 3 first-round picks? Going to be hard with Knicks and OKC holding on to billions of first-round picks. Well, so there's a couple of things here, Nicholas. So when it comes to someone like Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, guys like that who really don't have any control of the situation, maybe that's a little bit different. But someone like Donovan Mitchell, right, who has 1 year left on his deal, and then that point can really help dictate where he's going to go. Because if he says, look, I'm not going to resign with this team, or I want to go here, there's teams who won't give up a ton of assets for a guy who could potentially be a rental. So someone like Donovan Mitchell, let's say Boston doesn't make it to the finals this year or loses in the finals. Do they consider breaking that up? Does Jaylen Brown get moved? Does Tatum sign that extension? That's Supermax extension. Like, there are some things, I think there are going to be guys that can become available this summer that people aren't talking about. And I can tell you without a doubt that the Lakers that Trae Young and Donovan Mitchell are not the guys at the top of their lists. Who were the players the Lakers offered for Bruce Brown? So it was basically built around, it wasn't necessarily the players. Toronto would have taken basically whatever salary would have matched. So whether it was Gabe, Taurean Prince, Jackson Hayes, or Cam Reddish, or whatever it was, it would have been Gabe, Prince, and one of the minimums to make the money work. And they offered second round picks. But Toronto was insistent on getting an unprotected first round pick. So the Lakers had players to make the money work, and Toronto wasn't just, it wasn't about the players in them. They wanted that first round pick. And because they figured at that point, that means they got 4 first round picks out of that Pascal Siakam trade. And the Lakers just did not want to give up an unprotected first round pick for Bruce Brown, nor would I have. I felt that maybe his price was going to drop once the Knicks made their move, and they just never came off that price. What's good, Black Mamba? He said, what's good, Jeff? Get them likes up and support this man, bro. A real one. Hey, appreciate you, man. I thank you for that. Let's see how many people we got in the building here. Let's see where we're at. Let's check today's mathematics, man. So we got 92 people in the building, 41 likes. So if you have not done so, please go ahead and drop a like on the video. We would greatly appreciate it. Goes a long way to help the channel. And speaking of the channel, I want to kind of announce a little something today, man. Something I'm a little excited about here. So today, your boy and Empire Jeff TV over here, man. We went and let me load this up. Where you at? We went and we entered into a partnership with Fanatics here. All right, so effective today, there's a QR code here on the screen if you're on your computer. I'll put the link in the chat here as well. So exciting news. Empire Jeff TV is thrilled to announce a collaboration with Fanatics. This is another incredible step towards expanding our channel and continuing to provide more awesome content for our amazing community. And basically what that all sums up to is that, I'll put the link here in the description here. What did I do with that link? Give me 1 second here. Essentially what that is that anytime someone uses our link over at Fanatics, then a percentage of the order will contribute to the channel. So basically, any item that's made, you buy something from an NBA, NFL, MLB, a jersey, shirt, hat, whatever you buy from fanatics.com, as long as you use our link, then anything that you buy, a percentage of the order will be a contribution to the channel. You won't pay any different. You won't pay any more. Matter of fact, the link automatically generates promo codes and promotions on the site when you get there. There's no promo code to use. It'll pop up on your screen what to use there. But basically, you click on the link. It'll take you to a Fanatics site. And anything that you order, as long as you use our link, then Empire Jeff TV will get a percentage of that order that will go towards helping the channel grow, putting more money into the channel. So if you're going to buy an NBA jersey, an NFL jersey, MLB jerseys, t-shirts, if you're a Chiefs fan or an NFL fan, you want to buy a Pat Mahomes or a Kansas City Chiefs championship tee, anything on fanatics.com, anything that Fanatics sells, if you use my link, then Empire Jeff TV gets a percentage of that sale. And it goes towards helping the channel. So super excited into that partnership with them. Been talking to them for a little bit, finalized that this morning. I got some other stuff coming that I'm also discussing, but this was the first one that got finalized. So greatly appreciate everyone who's already placed orders. I announced it on in the community section earlier, announced it on Twitter and Instagram, and I've already seen some orders come in. It's truly humbling and appreciative. I saw someone put a pretty good size order in there earlier today. So appreciate y'all, man. And just thankful, man. And just the things that go to, helping the channel. So subscribing to the channel, dropping a like on the channel, turning on notifications, using our links that we link up with other companies to go, shop places that you already shop already. So for those who already shop at Fanatics, nothing changes on your end. Just if you use our link, then a portion of that order goes towards helping Empire Jeff TV, the channel, putting more money into the channel, which will lead to more member giveaways, more channel giveaways, more live coverage, and more on-site coverages covering outside of Laker games, at Dodger games, everything. So that all goes towards helping the channel, therefore helping the community. So shout out to you guys who placed the order already. Like I said, if you're on the computer, you can scan that QR code up in the top left there on the screen. The link's right there at the bottom as well. I also put the link in the chat, and I will go ahead and pin that link here to the actually, let me put a little bit more detail. 1 second here. 1 second here. So actually, no, we're going to put that one. I'll get back to that one in a second. But thank you guys already for those that have already pulled up and done so. Greatly appreciate you guys. And like I said, if you shop at Fanatics, Nothing changes for you. Just use the link. It helps the channel out tremendously. So greatly appreciate you guys, man. Let's see where I left off here. Let's see. I think that was the last one. Black Mom was the last one. Let's see. Big Baby Sports says tomorrow night's game is a trap game. I don't think it's a trap game. I really don't. It's trap games typically come before a game that you're getting up for, looking forward to prior to the All-Star break. I would think that the Utah game would be more of a trap game than the Detroit game. It's the first night of a back-to-back. You got to fly out of there and go face Utah, who's a tough team at home right before the All-Star break. I don't think Detroit's a trap game. I think Utah. If we're going to pick a trap game in those two games, I would think it would be Utah. But this Laker team over the last 5 games seems a little locked in and focused. So I'm hoping they come out. I know the Denver game, they lost that one, but they were in that game. No D'Angelo Russell. Max Christie got hurt. They battled back. I saw a lot of things. I was there, man. We're close to the action in that game. And I was, I was actually enjoyed the fight that they gave in that game. And these last 5 games, the Lakers have been doing a pretty good job. So I don't think it's a trap game tomorrow. I think the game after that against Utah is more of a trap game than the one against Detroit. Nicholas Clark said Golden State Warriors has the 3rd easiest remaining schedule. Low-key worried we will drop to 10th or 11th. Have you looked at March schedule yet? Yeah. I knew March schedule before the season even started. I saw that. Like, that's brutal. That's why I was so hopeful that January we would have handled business. Didn't do everything we should have done in that month. But the close out this month, I think we have a chance to go on a stretch and get this going. But what will be, will be. You know what I mean? We have to play those games. And Golden State, I'm not worried about Golden State. At some point, are they going to stay healthy? When Chris Paul comes back, what do they look like? Is Draymond going to stay out of trouble? Is Clay going to continue to play like he did tonight? Steph can be fragile. Like, there's a lot of things. We got a lot of stuff we've got to worry about and we've got to fix before we get out there worrying too much about what these other teams are doing ahead of us. We got to get our ish right first before we start worrying about what these other teams are doing right now. Shan Music, what's going on, my guy, man? Not positive about Vando or Gabe. I'm not right now about them coming back. If they were both healthy and what we know they could be, then at that point I probably would be a little bit more excited. But right now, I'm not convinced Vando's coming back, and I have no idea what Gabe is going to look like when he does come back. Gabe is done part 2. No, Gabe is coming back. Totally different injury. None. They should have just told us out the gate that he was out for the season. That bone bruise that they got, typically that degree that he had is typically a 1.5 year injury. They just kept trying. He ramped up. It didn't work. So this was the one with Gabe. It just sucks. And everyone talks about don't get a Heat player. Well, Braun was a Heat player. So again, the narratives. I don't really buy for all those narratives. It's just bad luck. Let's see. Gabe you back in March. Yeah. What's up, Tyrone? Thanks for pulling on, my guy. Let us show what's going on, my guy. Let's get them like ups, fam. Absolutely. Tyrone says, I need Cam Reddish and Max Christie to continue to improve. Continue to improve for sure, but I'm still going to take Max minutes over Cam. But with Spence coming in, he's going to take minutes from both of them. So they'll both be out there and available to guard wings in minimum minutes for Cam, probably, which I probably prefer. But I'm excited to see what Dinwiddie can bring to this team starting tomorrow night. Let's see. If Patrick Mahomes three-peats, does he pass Tom Brady? No. Brady got 7 championships? So no, you don't get to 4 and pass a guy with 7. But even though that three-peat is crazy. But no, he's got a ways to go before he passes Brady. Brady is nuts, man. So Pat is on his way, though. But it's too early. It's too early to crown him that. Primo, what's going on, my guy? Peeps are good. What's going on, Primo? Hope you're having a good night, man. Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. Spencer is better than Gabe, and this gives us a chance for Rui to grow into a valuable starter, and Max gets serious burn. I agree. Spence is better than Gabe, but Gabe is a better defender than Spence, and can be a better shooter. So it just depends what you need at the time. But I agree with that. Anybody else see Anthony Edwards get the Clippers that work? Oh my God. Yeah, Primo was watching. I kept commenting on it. Did you see when he kept intentionally trying to bake in those threes? But yeah, he destroyed them tonight. They killed them. The Clippers are in a little bit of a stretch right now where they're not playing their best. They've had some good games, over the last months, but this last handful of games, they haven't looked their best here. Nick should have traded Randall for Jeremy Grant. They would get immensely better. Randall is not that dude. He'd be more playable in the playoffs over him. The only thing, Shan, I don't think Portland's doing that deal. So I get the Knicks perspective, and I think I'm probably higher on Randall than you are, but Portland has no reason to do that trade. They wouldn't do that. What buyout player would you consider targeting next? We're not going to get another buyout player, I don't think. But if I would say who I'd want, it would probably be Marcus Morris because he's another veteran. He's a dog. He's a guy who can hit a three. But outside of that, I don't think we're going to get anybody because, like I said, we're at 15, and I don't see them waiving a guy just to add another guy and add into the tax. I think they would have traded a guy out of here on one of those minimum guys if they knew they were going to add 2 players. How much do you trust Max Christie in the playoff as a perimeter defender? You know what? Max Christie is a guy that I for a 21-year-old, he just turned 21. I trust him more than I probably would most 21-year-olds. He's poised. He has a good feel for the game. He's balanced. You're not going to get him out there for 30, 35 minutes, but would I trust him 10 to 15 minutes? I think I would. Portia, what's going on? What's going on? How you doing? Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. How you doing like a girl? Thank you for pulling up. Hope you had a good night. Hope you enjoyed your Super Bowl Sunday. I'm not sure which team you're rooting for, but man, it was a great game. Great game. Thank you for pulling up. Hope you had a good night. Latrell Brown, what's going on, my guy? I like Spencer Dinwiddie's game. Yeah, I like his game. Like I said, he's no savior. He's not going to come out here and save this team, but he is going to come out here and add the dimension to the team that this team needs. That I believe for sure. And like I said, for what we got him for, I think was a pretty good get. And you get a player like Spencer Dinwiddie for next to nothing, and you got to like that. So Rob's foreshadowing of signing, using your mid-level to hard cap you to put you in a position where you'd be able to get the top buyout guy and not using your full mid-level, not giving up any firsts. It was just great work on his behalf. So all the people bashing him out the trade deadline just needed to have a grasp of what the market truly was. And it's really easy to blame a person when you're not involved in it, right? And it's easy for us to judge when we don't know the whole story. I guarantee you, Rob was out there trying. The price was just way too high, and a lot of teams didn't want to pay it, not just the Lakers. Max Christie has janky defense at times, but we hope he improves during the playoffs if they make it that far. Yeah, Primo, they're going to make the playoffs, I believe. But yeah, he's 21 years old. I think he's a solid player, but I think we can't count on him too much because of his age. We've got to let him develop, let him continue to develop, let him continue to play, let him continue to get minutes. He's a restricted free agent in the offseason. I know the Lakers would love to keep him. So he's a guy that I would love to see play for this team for a long time. I think he has a chance to be a very solid role player, and I hope they continue to give him minutes and opportunities because I think he can absolutely help this team not only this year, but in years to come. Shan says, the West is looking tough, bro. I'm nervous. The Lakers will stay in the play, and the Mavs and Kings are balling. Yeah, I mean, but again, Shan, if you look at it, man, it's been peaks and valleys for the entire league. Teams will go on them just on heaters and then fall off a cliff. It's just been a weird season. Clippers, like I said, have just been destroying the entire league. Now they're in a little bit of a rut here. Their defense is collapsing. They're struggling offensively. So they had all their guys tonight, if I'm not mistaken, and they got destroyed tonight by Minnesota. So like I said, it's just about waiting and seeing how these guys are playing at the right time. You want to be playing your best basketball in April, and the Lakers just got to do whatever they can to hold on to that rope, man, and stay above and stay up and stay in the fight. And hopefully this team gels. They can get into that time of the year healthy. And hopefully they're in the 6th or 7th range right there, and then look to cause some damage and build off what they did last year. Zachary, what's going on? Jeff getting Spencer, the Lakers first. The Lakers free throws going up. People are going to be upset. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. I feel like we're good with the roster just got to stay healthy. Not good center for us to waive anybody from our roster. Yeah, I think that's fair. Primo says, one of the main reasons I moved here to Cali was to go to the Lakers parade. Got robbed of the parade during the bubble pandemic championship. Damn it, man. Yeah, that sucks, Primo. Hopefully we'll get another one soon and be able to get to that parade. I know I want to go to parade. I was looking forward to that as well. Didn't happen. We got absolutely robbed. That's a fact. But you know what? I'm just happy that me and majority of my loved ones escaped that alive. If it meant sacrificing a parade, I'm with it. You know what I mean? But definitely wish we could have had it for them and the Dodgers. I feel Dan Inspiration, what's going on? Thank you for pulling up. I feel like Spencer can be a bucket like Jamal Crawford. I don't know about Jamal Crawford, but there's times where he can get buckets for sure. Festo says, no doubt I agree with Jeff. That not worth 3 picks. Hell no. Yeah, it's not. He's not. Would be cool if the Lakers face the Nuggets in the first round, but sweep them to the point Malone and tears storming out early. That would make my year. Hey, Shad, I think we'd all celebrate that, man. I think we would. That would be hilarious. Let's see how Spencer develop under Phil Handy now. Yeah, Phil got to get to work. I want the Lakers to take the Nuggets more seriously. I think they take them serious, Shan. I just think the Nuggets are just really good. They're a team that's got a ton of continuity. They got guys who've been together a long time. They play great together. They're just a good basketball team, and it's tough to beat good basketball teams in a 7-game series when you're not at your best. And I'm not one of these guys that is going to drag this year's team through the mud last year because getting swept by Denver in a competitive series as far as points in each game were concerned. I understand it's not competitive when you get swept. I understand that. But none of those games where they're out there getting killed by 25 points at the end of either of those games. Like, the Lakers were in them. It's just they couldn't finish. And it's because they were gassed. And so, but there was a lot of things that led up to that. And that's just why I'm saying for this season, I don't think I want them ending up in that type of situation again, where they use so much energy just to try to get a 6 or 7 seed and then burn out again in the end. Sorry guys, I was out last night for the Super out in the cold, man, and so feeling like getting a little runny nose here, man. So I apologize for that. Don, what's going on? Jeff, why do you think the Lakers let their plans be known? 3 firsts for Mitchell would be good, but it's a disadvantage for everyone if they know the Lakers' plans. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I don't think that's the Lakers letting them know, Don. I think that's the league just kind of speculating. So I think the Lakers, by saying they prefer to keep all their first-round picks, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to offer all 3 this summer. So I don't think the Lakers are letting everyone know anything. I think people are speculating. That's why I said, I've said multiple times that I don't think Trae Young and Donovan Mitchell is their top choice or their top their top target. I don't think so. So I believe what the Lakers are trying to do. I think most of the league is kind of unsure about, because the Lakers don't leak anything. So what I'm saying is that's a lot of the league speculating what they're trying to do. The Lakers, believe me, Rob Pelinka is not calling down. I mean, Rob Pelinka is not calling up every team in the NBA say, "Oh, I'm using my 3 picks this summer." That's not what's happening. Teams are seeing him not willing to offer his first-round pick, so they're assuming there's a reason why, and they start putting out, well, they'll have 3 picks this summer. Maybe they use 1. Maybe they only use 2. Maybe they use 3 in a pick swap. Like it's not known yet for sure. It's all pure speculation right now. So I'm trying to tell you guys, these reports, like I told you guys leading up to the trade deadline, don't fall for all these reports. Next 2 games are back-to-back before the All-Star break. I think we should activate playoff mode. Yeah, Nicholas, that'd be great. If we won 4 or 5. So if we can go into this winning 6 or 7, I would absolutely love that. And I think they can. Hey, thank you, Lakers 1973. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, Nicholas Clark. Appreciate you as well. T-Will spanked yeah, they did. KD, what's going on, my guy? Thank you. Appreciate you for showing up, man. That's fire, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, like I said, man, if you guys are late to the show here, like I said, today we became official partners with Fanatics. So, like I said, if any of you guys already shop over at fanatics.com, you buy your jerseys there, your shirts, your hats, memorabilia, whatever it is. If you use my link that's on the screen here, you can scan that QR code. I put it in the chat as well. I'll put it in there again. If you use my link, then anything that you purchase from fanatics.com with my link, then a percentage of that order gets donated to the channel and will help the channel grow. Give me 1 second here. One second. A terrorist puppy over here in the background going a little nuts here. Sorry about that. One more. And there we go. So I'll put that link in the chat there. And then what you can do is anyone who uses that link to place an order, like I said, that a percentage of that order will go towards Empire Jeff TV, and we will put the money directly back into the channel, giveaways, some tickets to games, merchandise, all kinds of things that we're going to do. So in order to continue, in order for that to work, then affiliate programs, sponsorships, donations, super chats, super thanks, cash apps, all that goes back into the channel. So greatly appreciate you guys. We'll definitely be having more of this actually coming. There's more to announce soon, but this is the first one I'm putting out there with Fanatics. So appreciate you guys. And like I said, I've already seen some orders come through. So super encouraging and exciting at the same time. And appreciate everyone who's already placed an order and those who will do so in the past. But we currently have 109 people in the building, 62 likes on the video. If you have not done so, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, because that absolutely helps the channel. And turn on notifications to be notified when we go live on such nights like tonight. Thank you guys for your continued support. You are greatly, greatly appreciated. Now back to the chats here. Shan says, you think that the Wolves are for real? I don't trust Cat, not built like that. I think they can scare some people, but I don't trust Cat in the playoffs at all. So yeah, I don't think they're a team that gets to a conference finals. I don't. Tina, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Let's go Lakers. Absolutely. Bando comes back. Gabe probably not. Okay, that's what you think? I think it might be the opposite. I hope I'm wrong though, but that's where I'm at right now. Go James. What's going on, my guy? Thanks for pulling up, Chris. Appreciate you, man. I like Spencer. Will fit right in. Facts. Absolutely. Do you think the Pels swap our pick this year? I think the Pels get 2025. This appears potentially is a weak draft. Excuse me. And I think the Pels will have more interest in next year's pick than this year's pick. So if I had to guess right now, I would guess that we would get our 2024 pick, and then the Pelicans will take next year's pick. Portia says, I'll be doing a post-game show tomorrow after the game if you want to pull up. Okay, cool. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate you. Hopefully we get this win tomorrow. Joe Boyd says, we are not beating the Warriors. They are destroying everyone right now. We got that number. They got no one who can control AD like whatsoever. So I'm not tripping on the Warriors at all. Patrick says, thanks for the info, Jeff, about the Bruce Brown trade. After hearing that, I think Rob should have made that trade, but only with LeBron in mind. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they weren't gonna do that because, like I said, if LeBron was being open with the Lakers about his intentions this summer, then maybe the Lakers get a little bit more aggressive. But if he's taking the stance of, well, let's wait and see what you do, and let's wait and see what we do before I decide on what I do, well, then the Lakers have to operate what's best for the Lakers at that point. And Bron says, look, I don't care. Just I'm opting in. I'm staying. I'm here. I'm rocking with you guys. Then maybe the Lakers get a little bit more aggressive. But with no firm commitment from him, then it doesn't make any sense for them to go out there and give up their future for a guy that's not committing to a future there. You know what I mean? JA says, I think Dinwiddie counts a lot for D'Lo's mindset and for showing rookies tricks of the trade. Yeah, no, definitely love the pickup, man. Joe says, I hate Casey. The LA Dodgers and LA Kings have a better shot at bringing back a title to LA than the Clippers. I'm telling you, man, like I said, I can clown, I can talk trash, I can make fun. But this Clipper team is tough, man. They're tough. If they're healthy, they're going to be a tough out. They always win the Super Bowl. I want new teams to win the Super Bowl. Got to beat them, though, man. LA is a Dodgers, Lakers, Kings town. That's a fact. Nicholas says, can we afford not to play hard the remaining games? I think we lost the luxury with the long list of lifeless games earlier this season. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, if you've got like a playoff spot or a playing spot pretty locked in, and it's 1 or 2 game, seeds apart, and I don't know if it's worth it going through a final week of hell. And maybe it may be better to rest guys and have a better chance in the playoffs, is what I'm saying. But they're not going to dog it the rest of the season. They don't have the luxury to do that. No way, no how. Let me see. Okay, here's the Fanatics link. Haley Ford, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you, man. I see the Lakers going 17-11 the rest of the way, which would get them to 45 wins. That would get them the 6 or 7 seed. That would be incredible. 17-11 is not impossible by any stretch of the word. So I agree with you there. That is definitely possible. But it depends on what the rest of the teams out there do as well. And our team's going to stay healthy? Are they going to stay with the pedal to the floor? Are they going to go after it? Are they chasing seeds? We got to wait and see on that. Let's see. Again, Clippers are not winning. Gafford and Washington making Lucas smile. Yeah, well, I mean, they gave up a first. Like Dallas went all in there. Dallas, see, it's different, man. Dallas is here trying to keep a young Luka Doncic committed there. Whereas, like, the Lakers aren't going to blow up their future for a 39-year-old LeBron James. If you're Dallas, you blow up everything you have to keep Luka happy. That I understand. But for the Lakers, it's a little different situation. They've been there, done that. They've done that too many times. It's time for them to protect their franchise. Like I said, in the event that LeBron does opt out of a $50 million contract this summer and dips out of here, and then the Lakers have to be in position where they have assets remaining to move to rebuild their team. And I salute them for that, man. It's Lakers first. They put their team first. That is what they should have done. That is what they did do. And I'm proud of them for holding tight when they had to. And at the end of the day, if they go out and they give up a pick and a pick swap and do all these things and Braun dips, then it's like, okay, how do we depending on what happens there, if Braun leaves, right, and D'Lo opts out and you elect to not re-sign him and you kind of clear off some other salaries, the Lakers could get down to major money rather easily. But it may not make sense to do it this summer. There's not a ton of guys out there that you want to clear your roster for. Now maybe in a trade, and that's what they might be looking at there. But the Lakers can be in a position where they make a trade, give up picks, make a trade, and then whether Braun stays or goes, being able to add additional depth there, either next summer or the summer after, and if he leaves then or retires then. So the Lakers aren't going to be in a bad place. People need to not freak out about this. If Braun opts out, they're positioned. If Braun opts in, they're positioned. Like, it's not the end of the world either way. And that's why I like what they did, is because they put themselves in position to kind of be able to pivot either direction. So you got to respect that, man. Katie says, Jeff, I'm fed up with these players fans, man. It's flooding my timeline with it. Yeah, I don't even have a timeline, bro. I don't even look at that stuff. So to me, it's just I see some of it, but for the most part, like, I don't only come across it like if it's someone that I know, or someone that I just caught up in a chat that I'm involved in. But outside of that, most of the noise I tune out. Most of it I tune out. I'm not a channel that discusses every report, every false rumor, deals with all this, like these false narratives, because most of these narratives are crazy false. Like you could smell the false narrative like a mile away, and people still run with it. It drives me nuts. But at the end of the day, like, what can you do? You can't make people think different. You can't make people who are dying on that hill try not to, right? Like that's just how they think. And if they don't want to listen to logic or reason or just natural common sense, then there's no sense in even having the discussion, right? So most of this stuff, and I've been telling you guys this for weeks, most of it is BS. But again, player fans want to blame everyone else but their player. This isn't just LeBron fans. This wasn't just Kobe fans. This wasn't just Kawhi fans. This wasn't just Jordan fans. It's player fans in general. They're always looking for someone else to blame. And that culture of this era of sport is it just makes it tougher to deal with at times. Let's see. Yes, I'm a Clipper hater and I don't give a care. Colbert, what's going on, man? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. What's going on with you? Hope you're having a good night. We have top sorry, man, my screen jacked up here. Rooting against the Clippers for Golden State Warriors. We have to secretly root for them. Nah. StreamYard, I'm on the StreamYard's beta program here, and sometimes some features pop in while I'm live, and it's like, what just happened here? Your mom loves me. What's going on? I said I wanted Gafford. Gafford would have been nice, like I said, but the Lakers weren't going to give up a first for him. Washington did us dirty when you really look at it. Lakers were in on Tyus Jones, but they wanted a first-round pick, and the Lakers weren't going to give up a first-round pick for Tyus Jones. Give me 1 second, man. My puppy attacks again. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. I have the terroristic beagle here, and he's turned up right now. So I definitely apologize for that, guys. But let's see here. I think that was the last. Come here. Got to get his dog. This dude's nuts. All right, sorry about that, guys. But yeah. So I think this team has a chance. Like I said, there's been multiple times this season where I've looked at this team, and I'm like, there's no fixing it. There's just not. If they're going to continue to be this way, there's just no fixing them. But when I look at what this team has done over the last 5 games, and again, I'm not a guy who likes to look at 5 games as a true sample size, because I think that sometimes that can be foolish. But on the other hand, this team has been almost like a different team every 2 games. So 5 games, considering it's this team, I might make a little bit of an exception here. Not much, but a little bit of an exception here. And when we look at this, I was looking at some stats earlier, and like I said, shout out to Kareem. I was on Kareem's show earlier. We were talking about it. But looking at the Lakers, they're over the last 5 games, they're 12th in defense, 6th in offense, 10th in 3-point per shooting. They're still 30th in 3-point attempts, but when they're shooting them, they're making them. And I think the most impressive stat, which I think is very important for this team, is turnovers. And over the last 5 games, they've had the fewest turnovers in the league. And that's very important. So when you're top 10 in threes, top 12 in defense, and top 6 offensive rating, number 1 in turnovers, you're dominating the paint while shooting the less threes in the league, but making a good percentage of the threes you're taking in these 5 games. Now, see, that's something you could package. You know what I mean? That's something to look at. And while again, I want to emphasize that while I don't love to look at 5-game sample sizes because that could be foolish. Like I said, with this team almost not being the same team for like even 2 games in a row most of the season, the fact that they've done it for 5, that's a little bit encouraging. They're not off the hook yet. I'm not going to get out here and celebrate this, but if they play anywhere near that level or that style of play tomorrow night and Wednesday, and they go into the All-Star break still playing like that, and that'll be 7 games. I will be pretty pleased with that. But to have some work, there's a long way to go before that can happen. That's 2 games. They can also lose both these games and fall off a cliff. Like I said, the way this team has been. Hopefully that's not the case. But with this team, sometimes you don't know who's going to show up. But a game like tomorrow, like Detroit, and then following up with Utah on the road, the game before the All-Star break, if they can get both of these games, then maybe, just maybe, they've turned a corner here. Jeff, I'm going to hit your IG tomorrow. I'm booking my flight to LA. Yeah, hit me up, bro. Hit me up. That's nice. Let me know when you're coming. Appreciate you, man. KD says, Jeff, how hype are you for the Dodgers' success this season? I'm freaking hyped. Just Braves, them scary with your dark horse NL and even NL. Man, to me, the NL, it's just Dodgers or Braves. I really don't. Maybe Philly, because Philly seems to have Atlanta's number. So maybe them. I don't think the Diamondbacks are going to be what they were last year. They're going to be improved on the regular season. But to me, it's Dodgers, Braves, maybe Philly in the East. But outside of that, it's Dodgers. And the AL, the Rangers are going to be good. Astros are going to be good again. I think the Yankees take a step forward here. I think they rally on a little bit of last year. They weren't as bad as a team as their record was last year. Let's see. Obviously, the Orioles. Orioles getting Corbin Burns there and still potentially going after other people. So Baltimore could be a team that figures out some things next season. They had a great season last season, but maybe they look to build on that. So that would probably be it for me. But man, imagine a Dodgers-Yankees World Series. That would be absolutely incredible, man. Oof, I don't see us passing 3 teams ahead of us: Pels, Suns, Kings, and Mavs. Kings and Mavs, Suns and Pels. Well, 3 of those 4 I don't trust to stay healthy. So Pelicans are always hurt. The Mavs, I don't know if I trust Kyrie and Luka to stay healthy majority of the games the rest of the season. Same with the Suns. So, again, that's why I say for the Lakers, their health is so important, because if they can stay healthy, I think a lot of these other teams won't. And that's where they're going to be able to sneak up on people. AOG 34, what's going on, man? It says, Jeff, I think this movie is extremely underrated. What movie? Did I talk about a movie? What movie? What are you talking about? Which Western Conference team is most likely in the play-in? It's most likely. I mean, I don't know. Like you got the Kings, Suns, Lakers, Mavs, Pelicans. Like any of those teams can end up in a play-in. Warriors. Like I think obviously Denver, Minnesota, and the Clippers, barring the Clippers stay healthy, I think stay out of play-in range. And Denver, I think those are the 4 that are solidified playoff teams, barring injury. I think the other 6 can 4 for 10, just shuffle and see where they land at that point. Yankees all day, baby. What's going on? Hopefully we see y'all in October. Yeah, that'd be great, bro. That'd be absolutely great. Wish the Lakers would pick up Robin Lopez, who was legit 7 foot, 280-pound center. Yeah, he's just not very good anymore. He's not what he was. He never was great, but he was a solid defender, shot blocker, rebounder, great effort guy. but he's definitely not that anymore. And I don't think the Lakers are cutting anyone for him. Gosh, with the AL East is more forgiving divisions. Yankees and Dodgers World Series would go crazy. And I would go nuts, man, especially with Shohei in the World Series. Listen, if Spencer comes in and outplays D'Lo and Reeves with great play consistently, LeBron will be locked in again. I don't think he's going to outplay them. I think that might be a little. I think that might be a little too wishful thinking, but I think he can come in and give us a boost. Thoughts on LaMelo Ball? You see him as post LeBron star we should pursue. He is just injury prone. Yeah, he's injury prone. Not entirely sure that Charlotte is looking to consider moving him yet. I don't know if they want LeVar Ball back in the building over there. Too early to tell with him. That's a good question, but I don't know about him yet. Eastern Conference teams need to step up against non-Laker teams. This is true. Robin Lopez is dude can't bend his knees even for a jump shot. Yeah, he's cooked, man. And emotions aside, no matter how Laker nations feel, a lock in LeBron and the way AD looks this season, you have to keep confidence, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Marius, what's going on, brother? Thanks for pulling up, man. I appreciate you. If we make the playoffs, there is going to be a lot of basketball for LBJ and AD this summer. Hopefully, they'll be good. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. And it's just about like I said, man, I'm not looking much past these next two games right now, because if the Lakers can win these next two games, go into the All-Star break winning 6 of 7, improving on a lot of their rankings in the league, offensively, defensively, they'll be trending in the right direction. And then giving these guys some breaks and some rest. Even though Bron's playing in the All-Star game, AD playing in the All-Star game, it's just not a regular season game or a playoff game. They're not going to get out there and use a ton of energy. So they'll still get their rest. And then we see what this team looks like coming out of the All-Star break. But these next two games are important, and it's going to be very telling. And these two games post-trade deadline, one home against Detroit, one on the road against Utah, leading up to the All-Star break. Like I said, if we win these two games, then I'll be pretty excited about the second half. Well, not second half. We've already paid more than half. The post All-Star break games to close out the season here. I will definitely be looking forward to that. Yeah, the Clippers have no good bigs at all. Clippers got smacked. What's up, Brandon? Yeah, they got killed tonight for sure. Nicholas Clark says, can you give us a Spencer player breakdown and how the Lakers can best use him and kind of forward those things to him to pop in the book so he can understand? Spencer's just a very serviceable guard. He can dribble with either hand. He can get to the rim. He's got a serviceable jump shot. He's not known as a shooter per se, as far as a guy that's going to shoot 40% from three or anything like that. But he can create. He can play both guard positions. He's a better He's got the skill set to defend. So when he's locked in and he wants to do it, he's a better defender than Austin Reeves. He can finish with either hand. He can finish with force. He's got good touch. He's got a decent mid-range game. So Spence is just he's a good player. He's not a great player. He's not a bad player. He's not an all-star. He's not anything like that, but he's a good role player to have on your team. If you're a team, a playoff team, and you have Spencer Dinwiddie and you have LeBron James, you have Anthony Davis, you have D'Angelo Russell, you have Austin Reeves, you have hopefully a Jared Vanderbilt, you have a Rui Hachimura. Like this is a good piece to plug in there with those other guys. So like I said, he's not a top tier player, but he's not a low tier player either. He's a middle of the pack player, which is what the Lakers needed. They need more depth that's out there that can play at the guard position, and he brings that. So he's a solid player that I think a lot of teams would have loved to have had, but weren't in the running for it because they were above the first apron and had no shot at getting him. Basically came down to LA or Dallas, and he wanted to come back to LA. And he's here. So now let's see what he can do. I'm hoping they win these two. Absolutely, man. Listen, I love Reeves, but I see him off the bench eventually. Once Spencer with D'Lo reignited, their chemistry we will gain momentum. I don't know if Spence will ever start. One, he's a buyout candidate, and we don't know if he's going to be back next year. I don't know if you sacrifice potentially causing a rift with Austin Reeves or D'Lo in a potential free agent year for Spencer. So the politics of the game alone, I don't necessarily think they do it unless something crazy happens. I haven't heard much from LeVar lately. Is he still poking around? Well, you won't hear much from him because he's not associated with the Lakers. They blew him up because his kid was part of the Lakers. Outside of that, he's quiet because no one pays attention to him. His guy's in Charlotte, you know what I mean? And Zoe hasn't played for 2 years, so he's irrelevant right now. You bring those guys back to the Lakers and all the attention that comes with that, he'll be right back there running his mouth. If you were the coach, Jeff, how would you defend against Jokic in clutch minutes? Pray. There's no There's no way to stop Joker. The only thing you can do is hope other people beat you. And the thing is, they have other people that can beat you. So even if you send a double or a triple at him, you got KCP, he can hit threes. You got Michael Porter Jr., he can hit threes. You've got Aaron Gordon, who can make threes and is an elite cutter and elite in the dunker spot. You got Jamal Murray out there. I mean, the problem is a guy like Joker, when he has very good teammates, it's impossible to stop him. I think we got a little bit of a sample size at times that shows that if you make him a scorer versus a facilitator, then maybe some of those other guys don't get in as much rhythm and maybe you have a better chance to beat him. But I don't know if there's enough data to back that up, because even the things I've looked at, when you look at when he goes for a certain amount of points, our record is still good. So when it comes to Joker, I think it boils down to you have to limit the others. You're not really going to stop him. But if you can limit Jamal Murray, if you can limit Michael Porter Jr., limit Aaron Gordon, limit KCP, limiting those guys, limit a Reggie Jackson when he gets hot. That's how you beat Denver. It's not all just about Joker. Joker's great. You're not going to stop great players. You're not going to stop a 2-time MVP, a top-tier player in this league. It's hard to stop guys like that. But defend him, I think the best way to defend him is maybe take him out of his game and make him more of a scorer than a passer and not let the other guys get off. That's probably the best way to do it. And Reeves will still get his 30 minutes. Darvin talking about 3-guard lineups with Spence. Oh my God, Me's about to post another hammer. It's funny, man. These narratives, man. I'm telling you. So I think the problem is there's a lot of teams that run 3-guard lineups. A lot of them. And sometimes you have to run to match up. Sometimes you have an advantage with a 3-guard lineup. And the Lakers' metrics are not terrible in 3-guard lineups. They're not. And it is not me's. I'm not talking about like me's per se when I say this, but I think some people hold on to narratives and they really don't dive into the numbers, right? I saw someone earlier was messaging me about something, and they were coming at me with it just didn't make any sense when you've watched the games and then look at the data to back up the games. And it's like I said, people hold on to these narratives, 2020 narratives. You gotta, the two bigs, everything from 2020, acting like those two teams are still the same teams. Like these narratives get held on for so long that people start believing them, and it gets messy. So the 3-guard lineup is not terrible for the Lakers. The problem is, like Taurean Prince is not terrible for the Lakers, but Taurean Prince at 35 minutes a game is bad for the Lakers. 3-guard lineups as your main lineup or approach for a game or in long stretches where you're getting killed is not ideal. So like me said, when used in right situations, right? Which he's right. So it comes down to when you use them, how you use them, and don't, as with everything, it's best used in moderation, including moderation, right? So 3-guard lineups can be absolutely effective. And the Lakers metrics point to their 3-guard lineups last year, not with Russ and not with Pat, but with D'Lo, Austin, and Dennis. That 3-guard lineup was solid. And that was he only started in one game in that Denver series, as the game Austin was out. So again, the narratives are important to not fall into. But like I said, the thing with Ham and the Lakers is not that the 3-guard lineup is bad. It's that it's bad to overuse it. And that's what it is. The Lakers go to the well too often on things that don't work in long stretches. And that's what they've got to solve. And I feel like they've gotten away from that somewhat the last 5 games. So I'm hopeful. I'm not going to say the word confident, but I'm hopeful that they can continue in that direction. Let's see. And Spencer shows up in the playoffs, key ingredient. Yeah, he can hoop. We will never get another small forward, power forward center because of Darvin. I don't believe that. Did you hear what he said about the Mavericks and what made the decision to come to the Lakers? I didn't hear what he said about the Mavericks. I just heard that he said that that Rob called him first and he felt wanted. So, I mean, I had felt all along he was coming pretty much no matter what. Like I said, I know Spence grew up a big Laker fan. Kobe was his guy. Like he would wear Laker jerseys as a kid. Like Spence, I think he was going to always kind of be a Laker. I'd mentioned that before it happened. I just believed it to be true. Dallas, obviously, he played there before. He played with Luka. Played for Jason Kidd. He's been part of that team, but they traded him. So he had some things there, but he had some things here. He's played with D'Lo, right? He's from LA. So it's just a matter of, okay, like I think he played with Christian Wood in Dallas. So I think there is some familiarity here too, plus his hometown. Does Dinwiddie lessen the pressure for D'Lo and Reeves? It lessens the pressure on the court as far as having someone else that can help, but then it applies pressure to them to make them play better because he's sitting back there ready to contribute if they're not. So it's kind of give and take. Kurt, what's going on, my guy? What's up, Jeff? What's up, chat? Dinwiddie for MVP. Cut LeBron and AD. Let's sign Robin Lopez, Marcus Morris, and Killian Hayes and win the chip. Man. Happy to see you in your man. Thanks for pulling up, Kurt. Do me a favor, man. Hit that link in the chat. Repurpose that a couple of times for our Fanatics deal today, man. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Reeves has no choice, in my opinion. His production off the bench and starting is the same. I think D'Lo off the bench is worse. Look, I don't know if it's gonna. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. I just don't think it's wise off top. I definitely would not do that as a coach. Guy's got to earn his way first. You lose a player taking him directly out the starting lineup the second you bring in a buyout guy. That's crazy to do it off top. I heard ESPN banned LeVar years ago. Yeah, ESPN, Fox, all that, man. But he still runs his mouth. Let's see. Nicholas says, politics aside, I like Reeves off the bench and replace him with Spencer. 3-guy lineup should only happen in special cases. Yeah, I don't hate Austin off the bench. I really don't. But it's not going to happen immediately if it does at all. Let's see. Amari says, if we can just guard the 3-point line against Denver, we can beat them. It seems like they're always on against us. A lot of teams have been on against us, but it's guarding them from 3 and not allowing them to get all the offensive rebounds in the world, because that's what kills the Lakers too. Katie says, I think just making him score rather than making his others have an impact on the game. Think that way we have a chance. If he scores and facilitates, then we lose. Yeah, that's basically what I said. I know I'm behind on the chat, but we're on the same page. Let's see. It's hard to defend Jokic because he travels from here to Serbia on every move, says Brendan. That's hilarious. Ham's still crying in the shower, losing Schroeder. What's going on, hepatitis? See you later. Here's the issue. Darvin refuses to groom a center next to AD to prep for the Denver matchup. But I don't know. We don't have a center to groom that's going to cause any type of impact against Joker. Christian Wood can't guard him. Jackson Hayes definitely can't guard him. So your best bet is AD. And like I said, if you just kind of let him not facilitate, then I think that's your best bet. We've seen this effective every time, and it's always too late. Let's see. Congrats on your partnership with Fanatics. That's awesome and amazing news. Keep the good vibes going. Hey, thank you, Kurt, man. I appreciate you, man. Let's see. Also, everyone like, subscribe, take a moment and help Jeff out on the channel. Appreciate you. Let's see where we are, Kurt. That's a good time to check. Let's see. We got over 100 people in the building, 73 likes on the video. So if you have not done so already, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Turn on those notifications to be notified when we go live on nights such as tonight. Appreciate the 10 people who have subscribed since we started the show tonight. You are greatly appreciated, as well as all the subscribers in the past, from the get-go, midway along the way, and tonight. So thank all y'all. We greatly appreciate you. And like I said, go ahead and check out that link that's pinned to the top. We have partnered with Fanatics. If you go ahead and use our link when you make your Fanatics order like you normally would, it still takes you to the site, but it routes through us. And all the credit of the sale goes to us, and we get a percentage of that sale that goes towards contributions towards the channel. So if you're buying NBA gear, NFL gear, MLB gear, Lakers, Dodgers, whatever football team you rock with, whatever baseball team, whatever NBA team, whatever college team, anything that you buy on Fanatics, if you use our link, then a percentage of that sale will go towards helping out the channel. Would greatly appreciate you guys. I've been offered more than my share of partnerships with companies, and none of them really made sense for the channel as far as aligning with kind of the community. And this one's perfect. You know, it's sports attire, it's sports merch, and I think it's a great partnership. Like I said, I buy from Fanatics all the time. So it's going to be great. We'll be able to give some giveaways to the community. We'll be able to, like I said, not members and just a general chat. And then obviously the proceeds that go towards the channel at that point as well. We will be able to do more things for the channel and more things for the community. So like I said, if you're going to place an order on Fanatics, all I ask is that you just use our link, and then our channel will get credit for that sale. And we will greatly appreciate that. And drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel, please. That helps us as well. Let's see. Oh yeah, Ham and managing is a whole different conversation. That's for sure. We just got to defend the three and force him to take the paint where AD is at, but Ham's defense is opposite of this. The defense has been pretty solid the last 5 games. As far as like when you look at their, like I said, it used to be you had to be top 5 in defense, then it became top 10. Now it's like top 12, top 13 in order. Like I think Denver was 11th last year when they won chip. So the Lakers are 12th in defense over the last 5 games. So like I said, it's not the entire season. It's not the last month. But like I said, for a team that's been it's been a struggle to see them play consistently for 2 straight games. To see numbers over a 5-game stretch, I do like that. But they're going to have to keep that up for sure. I wish we can figure out how to use Christian Wood. I think a lot of that is on Christian Wood, to be honest. And I think he's had multiple times to get in there and show what he can do, but he just hasn't done what he can do. So it is going to be hard to get anything out of him if he's not out there doing other things or just standing in a corner waiting to shoot. He's got to defend. He's got to rebound. If he does that, I think he can make an impact on this team. But waiting for that to happen, I don't know. It just hasn't. I'm losing confidence in him by the day until Hayes starts with AD. Oh, man. We need 100 likes. Absolutely. Appreciate you, man. Like it's painfully obvious. Hayes next to AD would be a nightmare, man. Let's see. Sucks we have so many questions with this team and we passed the halfway point. Continuity is non-existent due to Ham and injuries. Yeah, and some Braun in there too, man. Braun's in there too. You got to look at that quote. Jeff Maz fans are heated. Okay, I'll hit up my guys at We Talk Maz. I'll get some insight on that, man. Shout out to them too. Reeves is giving the same production off the bench. No, I get that, but like I said, there's politics in this game, and there's certain things that matter a little bit more than that, and things that you can with like while his production might be the same off the bench. Like I said, then you got to be careful with some of these things. I agree with that. Wait for that though. If we win the chip, I would donate $10 to Spencer's contract incentive. He got a $1 right bonus if they. SRK, what's going on, man? He said, "Thank God he isn't on the Nets." Oh man, is it him or is it that whole team? Because that team is not very good, bro. Hey Jeff, how's it going? I apologize for freaking out in the last stream. JSJ, you good, man? You good? You weren't alone. You definitely weren't alone, man. A lot of people were bugging out there, man, for sure. Sally Star, what's going on? Do you think this roster has enough to make a deep playoff run? It's constructed. Where do you think we will finish, and how far do you think we'll get? This team has not convinced me that they're a team that could go far into the playoffs or win a championship. They have not convinced me yet. That's for sure. I reserve the right to change my mind, like I did early in the season when I thought they were. They obviously changed my mind with their play, but they have the ability to change my mind again. Not that I'm someone that they have to strive to change my mind over. Just answering the question here. So I thought they were in the beginning of the season. I don't think they are currently, but like I said, if they play like the team I think they can be, then yes. But we're gonna have to wait to see on that. But it's just this team has just been inconsistent. He said, "Bro, you blind. What Hayes did in that game was impactful." No offense, Jeff. I mean, I'm not blind because I look at the whole season. You're just a victim of recency bias, sir. You need to get it together. Oh my God. He said Hayes be hustling like that. New Orleans let him walk for free. He's been getting killed all season. Don't let 3 games fool you, my guy. Come on, don't be that guy. What do you think about Ham and Prince love story? I heard Ham advocated to keep Prince in trade talks. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. He trusts him. Coaches have players that they trust and players that they just don't trust. And he's mentioned like he's frequently available. Taurean Prince has been a solid player for us, man. He just gets too many minutes, so that's the problem. But Prince in that 20-minute range off the bench is solid. That's perfect. But as far as advocating to keep him, I didn't really foresee a move where they should have really given him up unless it was in that Bruce Brown deal. Outside of that, I probably wouldn't have moved him either because we're going to need him come playoff time for sure. Kurt says, I can't believe you didn't agree to that sponsorship with Manscaped. Stay tuned. Jokes aside, Prince can be used effectively. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Facts. Yeah. These dudes are tripping with their with their prices, man. Bloodhound, what's going on, my guy? Prince's Ham's kid. Ham played in Texas around the time Prince was born. He's dug into this. Oh, that's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. Brandon says, Jeff, are playoffs teams lining up to face the Lakers in round one? I don't I know the answer. I wouldn't say they are. I mean, I don't know who would line up to play Braun and AD in the first round. So that I don't think so. I think we can go to the finals for what I've seen last year, but they got to figure out Jackson Hayes and Christian Woods. That's the problem. I don't necessarily know if those guys can be figured out. When you see the games that Jackson Hayes has had, like Jackson Hayes, I don't believe it's sustainable. No one around the league does either. You know what I mean? So while I wish it was, I want to be wrong on that. But Jackson Hayes, like he's not out there. Like it's usually like if you go out there and look at some of the rebounds that Jackson Hayes is getting, or if you go out and look at some of the things that are happening when he's out there, just rewatch the tape of Jackson Hayes. He's had a couple of games where his energy and impact was impactful. But I've seen games out there like, man, he's out there hustling, he's diving, but he's still a -9. Like it's just Jackson Hayes is, don't get fooled by it. He's not a starting player in the NBA. If he's a starter, we are in trouble, like total trouble if Jackson Hayes is our starter. Prince is a year younger and always available. Facts. Let's see. If the Lakers win the chip this year, I might become a Chiefs fan. That's funny. Hammond, Prince, Travis, and Taylor Swift. That's hilarious. Oh, man. That's funny, man. If AD played like 2004, Rasheed Wallace, Lakers are winning it all. Oh, man. That guy was special that year. I'll still take 2020 AD over that guy, though. Remember when everyone was saying Seawood is the next star up in 2021? He was scoring double guy, but isn't as crazy in the Lakers. This is a new role, ham issue. Christian Wood is, like I said, Christian Wood has never been on a star radar to me. He's a role player. He's a role player that can make shots, but he's also a guy that's known for being a good player on bad teams, right? So when you put him into a team with Braun, AD, and guys who get all the touches, and he's got to wait to get his shots in his spots, that affects your game. So that's what I'm saying. If he would get out there, if he was rebounding and defending, and then making shots when they presented himself, I think he'd have a lot more impact on this team. But if he's not going to have that type of game, then he's not going to play the minutes because they got to get guys out there who can do other things. The Bulls are holding everyone hostage. That was crazy, right? Bulls, I can't believe made no moves. That is just nuts, man. That is just nuts. Nicholas says, can you see teams purposely lose to avoid the Lakers in the first round? I'll tell you, I don't think a bunch of dudes are going to line up to play the Lakers. Not necessarily they're going to like be out there trying to lose games on purpose to avoid us. But I guarantee you they're not looking forward to like circling us like they definitely want us. Because I said it's Braun, it's AD. D'Lo can get busy in a series. Reeves can get busy in a series. We've seen playoff Rui, right? So the Lakers could do some things in the playoffs with this roster. It's just a matter of can they sustain it moving forward. So can they stay healthy? I think that's going to boil down to a lot of things. What is this team health-wise going to look like at the end of the season? And what's that chemistry going to look like? Which is why these next two games are very important to me as they go into to the All-Star break here, man. Yeah, Jackson Hayes is a backup. And anyone thinks otherwise, you can borrow my glasses. I expected more from Christian Woods. Yeah, as did I. Let's see. When will we stop hearing about Cam Whitmore? People talk about him like he's in the basketball Jesus. That's what I kept saying. Is Cam Whitmore in the Hall of Fame yet? Is he in the Hall of Fame yet? That's hilarious. Is part of the prob Seawood being a worse AD, with AD being more of the AD he's expected to be, there's less of a need for Wood. Hayes is more of a formidable backup for this team. Yeah. I mean, like I said, if he would rebound and defend and make shots when presented, I think this team would be a lot better, man. I definitely do. Let's see. AD playmaking has improved a lot this year, especially off the double team under the radar discussion. I've been saying that, like his ability to pass out of the double team and to operate in a triple threat position facing forward before picking up his dribble, threat to put the ball on the floor, threat to shoot it, or threat to pass to a cutter. I think that first half of the Sharp, I think, was one of the best versions of AD that we've seen, and continuing to see him play like that would be ideal. But he's got to commit to that and continue to do it. Taylor and Austin should have hooked up. Would have had crazy. Oh, that's hilarious. Brandon says Jackson Hayes is a G League player. I wouldn't go that far. He's not a G League player, but he's not a starter. He's not a top 8 rotation guy at all. It's crazy how we can't get a good year health wise. It's either our stars is injured and everyone else is healthy, or the other way around. Yeah, because we had pretty much Braun and AD healthy and a bunch of other guys out. Like it's it's just man. AOG says, but I'm not arguing about Hayes being a permanent starter. I'm thinking about Denver, Jeff. I'm thinking about Denver too. I think we get smoked with him as a starter. I just don't see it, man. Let's see. No, see, that's a false narrative. The JaVale stuff was later on. And JaVale became a pretty good, like JaVale, like in Denver was like he did a lot of things in a lot of places. Then he kind of went a little wild there. Then we got with Golden State. Like he playing on a winning team and stuff helped with that. But Jackson Hayes is no JaVale McGee. Like he's not. Greedy IR should have pursued Taylor Swift. This is what we're doing, y'all. This is what we're doing. I feel bad for JHS, man. People keep trashing the poor kid. He's a development prospect. Yeah, just again, people wanting instant gratification. First round draft pick on a team with Braun and AD that went to the Western Conference Finals. He wasn't going to get a lot of play, and he was hurt most of the. Would you waive Hayes for Dwight? Well, Dwight the player. Like I said, I like Dwight, but Dwight's never going to play in the NBA again. You to give Castleton some minutes. Castleton, I don't think is ready. Like I think he has potential to be a decent back of the end like roster guy. He's just too light. Like I said, these guys. I don't think you guys realize how big and mammoth Joker is. I saw him in person the other night, like 3 rows away. Like that is a mammoth human being, man. He's so much bigger in person than he appears on TV. It's nuts. He's huge. And Jackson Hayes, Castleton, like these guys, they're not making a difference on him. I'm telling you, the Lakers, the guards and the wings need to come to play and take away the others more than trying to stop Joker. Trying to stop Joker alone, you're gonna get yourself killed. It's just not gonna happen. So no matter what big you have, it's not happening. How do you think DeAndre Jordan is in the league over Dwight? Is Dwight the better player in the same role? Dwight is a better player, but the antics and some of the stuff he's gotten himself into. So he's definitely not coming back. I think Murray is bigger issue than Joker. Crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like Joker can go for 40. And like I said, I mean, sorry, Joker can go for like 15, but if Murray goes for 40, then we lose. You know what I mean? So Murray is nasty. That dude gives the Lakers nasty work. So it's like there's more guys out there, the KCP, some Michael Porter Jr.'s, the Jamal Murrays, the Aaron Gordons, these guys, the Bruce Browns, these guys were the ones killing the Lakers too. So it's like we can't just focus on Joker. We got to take away those other guys, man. You have to take those other guys away. Let's see. I'm not talking about Castleton versus Joker. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. But same versus other teams to build up the will to be. Yeah, again, I'm not talking about Joker per se either. I'm just saying I don't think he's ready to play every day in the NBA. I just don't think so. Fat boy, what's going on, man? Jeff the man, what's going on? What do you think about Pelinka not making a move and supposedly trying to get Mitchell or Trae Young? You think he goes for another star or tries to get more role players? Well, I mean, it pretty much worked out. Those moves were just too expensive. They weren't going to do it. They got Dinwiddie for free, kept the pick. The stars, they're going to go star shopping in the offseason, more than likely. If Braun leaves, if Braun doesn't leave, then perhaps they go for like a solidified third guy. Maybe not a top tier third guy, but it remains to be seen. We got to see who becomes available. What teams underachieve? What teams have a trade demand? What teams are looking to cut costs? Like there's a lot of things that can happen between now and then that will kind of make those things clearer as that day approaches. But right now it's hard to tell. Murray gives nasty work because you put Reeves on him on Skylar Mays. Oh man. You think MPJ overrated? He kind of just a shot chucker most of the time. Some nights his shots fall, but he very underwhelming knowing what he could have been versus what he is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't really play well against us last year in the playoffs. He had a great game against us the other night, but yeah, he's a chucker. If his shot is off, he really don't give you nothing else. So I'm not really high on him. He's not a guy that I'm like, man, that dude's like that dude. He's not to me. I think he's beneficial playing with great players and just gets in a catch and shoot or catch a dribble or two and pull up. I'm not too high on him, to be honest with you, man. But let's see. AOG says, I love you, Jeff, but I'm out. Gotta work early. You're getting me tight. Peace out. All right, have a good night, man. Oh man, have a good night. I'll catch you next time, man. That's hilarious. I have not seen the Lakers target Jokic's defense. Is he a good defender? What about making him a target pick and roll offense? You know what? Joker, believe it or not, actually looked like he played a better defense last playoffs than I'd seen him play in a while. He's not a great defender, but when he wants to, he can. Yeah, like I said, he's huge. But like I said, his offensive game is where he's going to kill you, man. Can this lineup work against Denver? Braun, D'Lo, Vando, AD, Hayes. I wouldn't start Hayes again. But Braun, D'Lo, Vando is a key part of that, man. Like the Vando that we saw before he got hurt, man. That's exactly what we needed, man. MPJ defense is underrated. Don't at me. Oh, you crazy, Brendan. MPJ is basically Michael Beasley 2.0. What is the fix for a guy like MPJ? You think he could pull a Mikal Bridges if he moves? Nah, because he can't play the defense like Mikal Bridges. Can he go up? To me, he's more Jordan Poole than Mikal Bridges. I know this might sound a little crazy, but he's a chucker and he don't play no damn defense. Could we pick up two-way player this offseason? If so, who? Two-way player. Trying to think, but two-way players seem to be dwindling by the day, man. But like, who do you mean? Like a Dorian Finney-Smith? You mean like a two-way player like that? Like, or do you mean like an all-star level player, two-way player, like a Jaylen Brown, like something like that? Like, so for me, it's about waiting to see what presents itself at the end of the season. Like what teams are more motivated to make moves. Yeah, I heard that, they need to take a page out of Rasheed Wallace's book, drive people out of the paint and bring them to the 3-point line. Joker would get worn out. Yeah, but the problem is a lot of times they'll switch Gordon on that and they'll have Gordon guard him. Yeah, that's what I've been saying all season. Braun at the 3, people want that, but be careful what you ask for. MPJ. Those crazy shots that Joe can make against us is exhausting. Yeah, he's crazy, man. After seeing Jaylen Brown versus Lakers 8 points, I'll pass on him. 8 points for a $300 million guy. I mean, everyone has bad games. Jaylen Brown is a solid player, man. He's a good player, but that's a lot of money. I get that, but that's a ton of money. But Jaylen Brown is a good player, bro. As good as AD is, he more of a 2 than a 1, if you know what I mean. He never been that alpha. Even now, he got leadership behind him. In the future, you need a real 1 next to him. Yeah, there's only I agree with you on that. The only kind of pushback I have on that, Shan, is that it's hard to be that guy when LeBron is on the team. LeBron talks all that talk about passing the torch, but that's all verbiage. He ain't going to pass it. So until LeBron's out of there, we're never going to truly know what what AD is from a leadership standpoint. It's too hard to tell because, like I said, Bron will talk that talk, but you don't walk that walk when it comes to passing the torch. Like a starter role player without making a trade. Without making a trade, you got to hope that someone slips through the cracks and becomes like a unrestricted free agent that missed out on some money, and maybe you can get him in a bid level. Maybe someone like a Bruce Brown again, right? If Toronto doesn't pick up that option. Everyone, please like and subscribe. Absolutely. Let's see. Let's run today's mathematics. Let's see where we are right now. We are currently at 85 people in the building. Now we reached like 150 people so far today, but 78 likes on the video. So if you have not done so already, please drop a like on the video. It goes a long way to help out the channel. Subscribe to the channel. We would greatly appreciate it. Jeff, this is my all-time starting 5 for this era. Jokic, Steph, Curry, LeBron, John Starks, and Draymond Green. What do you think? For this era, Jokic, Steph, Curry, Bron, Starks, and Dre. I'll probably go AD over Dre, and I'd go like a different 2 guard than John Starks. But anything with Jokic, Steph, and LeBron in that would be wild, man. That'd be nuts. AD has shown what a number one AD is in NOLA. Yeah, he has shown it. But they didn't win on that level, right? But as far as they were number one on the chip team, I think people are saying, and he was a beast in NOLA as number one. And like I said, when he had Boogie and he had Holiday, and he got Rondo there. Like if Boogie doesn't get hurt there, oh my God, who knows what happens with that team, man. Rui, LeBron, AD, D'Lo, and Max Christie, lock up Murray and Jokic. Yeah, I mean that was the lineup. I wanted Murray in there. Sorry, not Murray, Max in there instead of Cam for months. Lakers got a prototypical two-way player, and Christie just needs to use him, and he has been using him. He was using him more. Then he sprained his ankle and got hurt. Jeff, who would you want to partner with AD if LBJ leaves? Probably a really solid guard, a guard that can not a small guard, not a Trae Young. Maybe a Donovan Mitchell, man. Someone like an Anthony Edwards, if he ever became available, would be ridiculous. Someone like a Jason Tatum, if he ever became available, which is going to be tough. But like someone like that, like a De'Aaron Fox, like a guy that can cook out there and get his own bucket and create for AD. It doesn't just stand outside, dribble, and shoot threes. So we need a guy who can drive. You know, a guy that like we almost wish that if we could have got 28-year-old LeBron with AD and let them get 6-7 years together and then Bron get to 35 at the end of it instead of 39, then there'd be no holding these guys. The problem is like when AD and Bron linked up, Bron was just already to a point that after a few years he was just going to be older. So it just got tough. But you know, any of those elite guards would be a great idea to play. Now, Donovan Mitchell would be a good fit. I would take Donovan over Trae Young any day next to AD. Why do you think Tatum and Brown are so problematic as a tandem? In my opinion, they don't fit. Well, neither one of them, like, it's just the way they play off each other. Like, Brown is not a great shooter. He can shoot. Tatum's not a great shooter. He can shoot. Jaylen Brown really can't go left. And they both need, like, the ball. And then they both kind of like settle for jump shots too much. So that's kind of what works for them. Works out in their failure. I mean, for this era, how do you add Starks over Kobe? That's why I said I probably have more ones out there. Maxi's a free agent, but everything that I've seen has him going back to Philly. That's something, like I said, that's something happens unless he wants out of there. And if LeBron leaves and D'Lo opts out, like I said, it all depends. There's too many things that remain to be seen for us to fully speculate. How disconnected is Bron in the locker room? Heard Spence credits Bron for his recruitment. Bron did recruit him, I heard. I did hear that. So I think, like I said, Rob was on it early. I told you guys that Rich Paul and them were working the back channels early during the trade deadline before that was done, trying to figure out what buyout guys are going to be available. And there's some teams that got some future some clutch clients that are about to be free agents, and or teams that want to get involved with some clutch free agents. And sometimes some information will leak. And like I said, the Lakers knew that Spence would be waived prior to the trade deadline being completed. And them knowing that, and them knowing that they were going to be in strong contention for him, they rolled the dice on him and they got him. So that's where they are. So in that scenario like that, being linked to clutch actually helped. And you gotta love that when that happens, man. The benefit in their favor this time. But let's see. But on that note, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, man. I've been here about an hour and 41 minutes tonight. Nice little stream, man. So appreciate everyone who dropped a like on the video, everyone who subscribed to the channel. We greatly appreciate you, man. For those who missed it, go ahead and take a look at that chat that's pinned. Like I said, we formed a partnership with Fanatics today. Go ahead and click that link whenever you make any order on Fanatics, and a portion of that order goes towards the channel to help support the channel. So nothing changes in your normal order process. You still go to the same exact Fanatics site. Just the difference is when you place an order, that our channel gets credit for it, and we get a percentage of the sale. So greatly appreciate you guys. Thanks you guys for pulling up. Hope you guys had a great Monday. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm doing the playback tomorrow. So Kurt, do me a favor one time, drop that link in the chat for playback.tv/EmpireJeffTV. And go ahead and head over there tomorrow night to watch me call the Lakers versus Pistons game tomorrow on Playback TV. The first 20 people in the building get a free NBA League Pass VIP pass ticket to watch the game with me, no matter where you are located. No blackout dates. Nothing. You get to watch the same game I'm watching. First 20 people get it for free. So pull up tomorrow, playback.tv/EmpireJeffTV. And I will catch you guys there tomorrow night. And I will catch you on a post game after here on YouTube. Make sure to go ahead and, like I said, if you place a Fanatics order, please make sure to use our link at EmpireJeffTV. And drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. And turn on those notification bells. Greatly appreciate JSJ and Kurt DeFair for pulling up and modding tonight. Shout out to our brother Search, man. We expect him back soon. Dealing with the family issue. We miss you, brother. We love you. And I can't wait for you to get back. And the rest of you guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Go Lakers. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow.